Hello and welcome to the program. This edition focusing on the Southeast. I am Bukola Koka, and we start off in Imo State, where the government is partnering with Meta Incorporated, formerly Facebook, and its African partners, EGUB, to train about 5,000 Imo youths on the use of Meta technologies for digital marketing in order to promote business startups and broaden market base in their businesses. Former Commissioner for Digital Economy and E-Government, Imo State, Mr. Chimezie Amadi, reveals that the program is in line with the Governor Hope Uzodinma-led administration's Skill Up project, aimed at training youths in digital marketing skills in order to reduce unemployment and crime rate.
Youths in their numbers gather at the 3-hour Digital Learning Center in Owerri, the Imo State capital, for a special training session organized by the Imo State government in collaboration with Meta Platforms Incorporated, formerly known as Facebook Incorporated, and its African partners, IGUB. The program aims to train graduates from the Skill Up Imo Project Cohorts 1 and 2 and help them take advantage of the applications and usage of meta technologies and features such as Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp in promoting their businesses.
What this training will help to do in Imo is to reduce high youth unemployment. It's also to address the problem of insecurity in the state, because when these youths are engaged, you find out that they will become more useful to the society and will give less time to vices that we have today. And above all, at the end of this training, you now have more employable youths.
It is a well thought out idea that will address unemployment challenges among youths and ensure sustainable business growth by expanding their market base within the Imo business community.
We have 20,000 people that have been trained on various skills, okay? And we, as a technology company, what we want to do with the government is to provide government opportunities that these people they've trained will be gainfully employed in the technology space. This is like the first of so many other projects we're going to be doing with government to make sure that these people are strongly engaged.
Some participants at the training say this as a huge opportunity for growth and self-reliance.
When I participated in the program, I was into the digital marketing department. The facilitators, the curriculum, and everything. It's amazing.
My target from this program is to get more audience, because now everybody is online. Everybody is online. So most people don't have that energy of going outside to come. So in the comfort of your house, you can be able to locate me, because I've already opened a Facebook page. You can be able to locate me, and I have my location. You can come whenever you want. And you can also, through the catalog I've made, you can also make purchase, and I'll send it to you.
The Imo State government initiated the Skill Up Imo project through the State Ministry of Digital Economy and E-Government in 2022 as a youth and human capacity development program focused on empowering youths with cutting-edge digital skills that will keep them relevant in the 21st century. Over 20,000 youths have already graduated from previous training in the cohorts 1 and 2. The goal is to train at least 300,000 more within the next 5 years. Eyitope Kutai, Channels Television News.
And now joining us on the program is the former Commissioner for Digital Economy and E-Government in Imo State, Mr. Chimezie Amadi. Thank you for joining us on Newsroom series.
Thank you for having me.
And so it's great to see the state government looking for ways to empower the youths in the state. But tell us the reason for the choice of Meta and EGUB as partners in this project.
Okay, thank you so much. Meta Incorporated, formerly known as Facebook, is a global tech giant, and they have great innovations around people. And some of these technologies they've innovated is very useful in supporting MSMEs. And the way they operate is to work through their technology partners like IGUB, Innovation Growth Hub, which is currently working with us in order to train our digital marketing graduates in cohort 1 and 2 by sharpening their skills and deepening their knowledge on how to use the Meta platform or family of apps, to support small businesses in Imo State.
So what was the criteria for the selection of those to be trained?
Okay, it's very simple. You know, His Excellency, through the Skill Up Imo program, has already trained 20,000 Imo youths in cohort 1 and 2. So what we did was, before the training ended, we conducted a survey to find out the graduates, what would they want to do with their skills? Would they want to launch new ventures, start on their own, or would they want to use their skills to look for better paying employment? And gracefully and surprisingly, over 80% of them said they want to start off their own ventures, having digital agencies like digital marketing agencies, in order to hone their skills and apply their trade and provide services for the people. And so what we did was to look within the tech space, which company can offer the best quality in terms of training and upskilling of some of those people, and also giving them the opportunity to connect to, provide their services to businesses and connect to better paying jobs. And that guided us to try to, create this relationship between the Imo State government and Meta.
For these youths that have been trained, perhaps you want to tell us more about Project Cohort 1 and 2, under which the platform is taking place. What ventures are these youths going into? Are they starting up their own businesses, or have they been employed?
Okay, fantastic. The good thing that is happening in Imo today, you have seen sporadic growth of startup companies in Imo State. And these are people trained, from the Skill Up Imo program. And some of them or two have been able to have better employment opportunities. Some companies do come to Imo now to look for tech talents to employ. And some of them are lucky enough, they've been employed, and Imo has turned itself to an exporter of tech talent across the country and the world. So majority of our graduates have commenced their own businesses. For instance, the people we're focused on, which are the digital marketing graduates, you have a lot of digital marketing advertising agencies in Imo State today, and many more of them are still coming up. Whereas some of them are also engaged by different corporations and businesses, to support them with those skills in order to grow.
Interesting. So let's talk about results now, and particularly the impact on Imo State economy. What are the discernible results that you can see from this Skill Up project?
The first result you can see that is not far-fetched is you could see the impact in terms of reducing the tide in insecurity in Imo State. This program has run for just about a year plus now. And most of these youth before now, they were unemployed, and they are engaging in one vice or the other. But today in Imo, things have stemmed down. Most youths are now having work to do. And again is the issue of high youth unemployment. We're just about a year plus, and you will see over time that the level of youth unemployment in Imo State will begin to tone down to a very great extent, because more jobs are being created using digital technology in Imo State, and more businesses are also adopting this technology, and meaning providing more opportunity to provide digital services to businesses in Imo State. And what it's also doing is that it's staffing off the employment route of all these unknown gunmen, people looking for idle youth to engage and cause problem in terms of insecurity in Imo State. Because these ones are engaged, there is no pipeline for them to employ and engage more youths to join them in doing their heinous act.
Interesting. And as the state government plans to, empower about 300,000, according to the report, we hope that there'll be more progress to tell from this point. We want to say thank you very much, Mr. Chimeze Amadi, former Commissioner for Digital Economy and E-Government in Imo State. Thank you for your time on the program.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
More stories now. Governor Alex Otti of Abia State has flagged off the reconstruction of the 67.6-kilometer Umuahia-Uzuakoli-Abriba-Ohafia road with a promise that his administration will address the long years of neglect causing hardship for farmers and commuters who are struggling to access various locations due to bad roads. Speaking during the symbolic flag-off of Umuyota Junction, Umuahia along Enugu-Port Harcourt Express Road, Dr. Otti says the project would be handled by 3 different contractors, with Cranberg assigned to the 22.64-kilometer Umuahia to Uzuakoli stretch, while Ferrotex handles the construction of the 22.5-kilometer Uzuakoli to Abriba Junction.
The Abia State Governor, Dr. Alex Otti, and his team are in Umuahia, the state capital, for the formal flag-off of 3 major corridors linking the state capital to some strategic communities in Abia North. The governor says his administration is in a hurry to cover lost ground, admonishing the contractors handling projects in the state to deliver according to specifications.
We want all our leaders to feel free, those who live in Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abia, Umuahia, Owerri, to feel free to come back to their villages, spend time, be there over the weekend, spend money in the villages and stimulate the economy in the villages so that our people will also have a good life. That is how an economy works.
The contractors in charge give an update on the work so far.
Your Excellency, we promise to do our best by giving this road using the quality materials and fostering a good job within the best engineering practices, and also to deliver on time, putting into consideration good traffic control plan to help minimize the inconveniences that will occur during the construction project.
Meanwhile, the Commissioner for Work says the road project will unlock the economic potential of Abia North Senatorial District.
This road, therefore, is to be rehabilitated into a 2-lane asphaltic concrete carriageway with 1.5-meter asphaltic concrete shoulders, the first of its kind around here. The scope of works include the repair of failed sections with stone-based material and asphaltic concrete binder course, construction of culverts and drains, and repair of washouts.
The people of the state are excited about the 3 major corridors linking the state capital with some strategic communities in Abia North, a move they believe shows the Otti administration is determined to turn the state's economy around for good.
The Abia State government has welcomed the decision of the Nigeria Optometric Association to set up 3 national eye centers in the state and pledged to give the association all the support it needs to actualize the project. The governor received the executive members of the Nigeria Optometric Association at the Government House, who also came with the representatives of the global eye care charity, One Sight Essilor Luxottica Foundation. He thanked the association for its decision to consider Abia as one of the states in the federation to benefit in the first phase of the proposed Eye Vision Centers project to address the prevalent issue of visual impairment due to refractive errors. Mr. Otti further explains that his government has embarked on the renovation and retrofitting of the 15 general hospitals in the state, starting with 3 initially and now moving on to the remaining 12. He said once those are completed, we move over to the primary health centers. Those were his words. On his part, the national president of the association, Dr. Chimeziri Anderson, who led the delegation, said the One Sight Essilor Luxottica Foundation had decided to set up optical laboratories in select regions of Nigeria, of which Umuahia, Abia State, has been chosen for the eastern region. Dr. Anderson said the association had considered Abia as one of the states where the first phase of the first level vision centers would be set up, adding that the facility must be located at the primary centers at no cost to the government. And still to come on the program, a professor of neurosurgery at the University of Nigeria, Enoch Uche, has called on the federal government and the state government to make neurosurgery free for children. We have details of this and more coming your way after the break. Join us again. Welcome back. A professor of neurosurgery at the University of Nigeria, Enoch Uche, has called on the federal and state governments to make neurosurgery free for children in the country. While delivering a lecture on the topic titled Brain Surgery in the Global Age, Navigating the Barriers of Care to Habituate Survival in the Final Frontiers, Professor Uche notes that in the last 7 years, 3,000 cases of neurosurgical cases have been presented to the hospital, but only over 1,000 cases were handled due to cost of manpower and lack of equipment.
I propose that every child that has a congenital malformation of the CNS should be treated free in this country. We're going to pursue that, and we will need the help of our leaders here. The Commissioner of Health, you are here. Please carry this message to our action governor of Abia State, that there are a lot of children with congenital malformations of the CNS and that they need to be taken care of. I want also to say that we're going to train and mentor future generation of neurosurgeons. Working from this place, I'm going to pioneer a group called the Neurosurgery Club in the University of Nigeria. That is going to help to improve the interest of our younger generations in neurosciences. And then we can catch them young and mentor them. I'm also going to invest myself in conducting research that will determine the causal links for brain tumors, congenital CNS malformations, and vascular lesions in our setting.
The Ebonyi state government has called on religious leaders, traditional rulers, civil society organizations, and other relevant agencies to show commitment in the fight to ending female genital mutilation by creating awareness in the communities across the state. Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Mrs. Felicia Mwakuma, who represented the wife of the state governor, made the call during a road work in Abakaliki, the state capital, to commemorate the International Day of Zero Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation. Mwakuma adds that the campaign is key to changing and eradicating the practice of female genital mutilation, noting that it will restore the dignity of girls and women in the state.
We stand united in our refusal to tolerate this violation of the rights and dignity of women and girls in a Ebonyi state. FGM inflicts both immediate and long-term physical and psychological harm. It robs girls of their right to health, well-being, and bodily integrity. It perpetuates gender inequality and contributes to a cycle of discrimination and violence against women. Awareness is the key to change, and it is our responsibility to ensure that this knowledge is shared widely, dispelling myths and misconceptions that perpetuate the practice.
The chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on Downstream Sector, Mr. Ikenga Ugochinyere, has assured Nigerians that the committee, in collaboration with regulatory agencies in the petroleum sector, are working tirelessly to ensure that there's price stability of downstream sector products in the country, especially as it affects PMS. Addressing newsmen in his country home in Akokwa community in Idiato North local government area of Imo State, Mr. Ugochinyere says Nigerians should avoid panic buying as there is no plan of any increment in the price of PMS, adding that the regulatory agencies are aware that any upward adjustment in the price of PMS will have a devastating impact on Nigerians. And stakeholders in Ebonyi South Senatorial Zone have commended the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, following a successful conduct of by-elections over the weekend to filling the positions left vacant. They say despite challenges, the electoral umpire was able to deliver on its constitutional mandate of conducting a free, fair and credible poll.
The rerun poll, which held across 57 wards in 5 local government areas of Ebonyi South Senatorial Zone, was largely peaceful. Voters came out to cast their ballots, but there was a significant level of voter apathy.
People were just being apprehensive. I've seen unknown faces, but eventually it was discovered that those people are indigenous of this place.
We're calling on INEC to be strict on accreditation with beavers, because what will happen is that you'll find that beavers have accredited 0 and results will come out in a lot of polling units.
Other stakeholders, particularly from the Southern Senatorial District, commended the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, but advised the electoral umpire to work under full utilization of beavers to ensure a smooth process in future polls.
A youthful one, a credible one, and everybody, all hands was on deck. It wasn't such a surprise to me because I know it's a single election. And in a single election, INEC had to be careful. The security agencies have to be careful because it's a single election that everybody puts his eye on. And above all, everybody was interested to know what will be the outcome of that senatorial election.
I'm very happy with INEC because they can do the confidence that we repose in them. The only thing there is that I think they need to do a little more in terms of the beavers. They need to work on the beavers to enable it to work faster, to accommodate more people so that nobody will be disenfranchised. Because part of the challenge is that when the beavers are not given the needed results, a lot of people are disenfranchised. By the time they stop and people don't have opportunity to vote. So if they can do something in that aspect, every other thing, the organization, everything is perfect. And I give them 85%. So I hope one day they will attain 100%.
The February 3 rerun election, which held in 26 states across Nigeria, may have come and gone with less challenges experienced in Ebonyi South. The expectation is that lessons learned from states with successful outcomes will be deployed to correct anomalies in others that experienced hiccups.
The Anambra State government has agreed to pay about 1.5 billion naira towards the settlement of salary arrears. The state head of service, Mrs. Theodora Igwegwe, commends Governor Soludo for insisting on settling the matter, which had lingered for 14 years. The out-of-court settlement was between the state government and the Amalgamated Union of Public Corporations, Civil Service, Technical and Recreation Service Employee, AUPCTRE, the defunct Anambra State Water Corporation, and State Environmental Protection Agency, ANSEPA. The move, as initiated by Governor Soludo, targets justice for the affected workers in the various employs, as well as the urgent need to kickstart urban renewal programs of all moribund water schemes across the state.
In 2023, Anambra State Governor Professor Chukwuma Soludo visited the moribund water corporation facilities in Onitsha, where he expressed his disappointment over the fact that this level of investment is being allowed to waste away. With a drive to commence urban regeneration in the state, he insisted that water must run in the state.
Sometimes we'll see ourselves developing backwards, and so to speak. But we are determined that water, again, must run not just in Onitsha, in Awka, the OBZ water scheme, in Newi, and so on and so forth. We must, over time, have a plan that within several years, we must have a systematic master plan.
This desire can only happen if the 14-year legal battle between the state government and the water corporation is settled and the outstanding salary arrears running into billions is sorted out. The governor gave the go-ahead for an out-of-court settlement to fast-track his intentions. The effort of the committee set up to actualize the out-of-court settlement has yielded results, as all parties to the matter witnessed the signing of a memorandum of understanding, particularly to offset salary arrears.
As we all know, Mr. Governor is very determined to ensure that we resuscitate water supply in Anambra. He is very determined to ensure that pipe-borne water returns back to the cities of Anambra again. And we cannot do that without having to resolve every pending issues.
I want to use this opportunity to thank our Governor, Professor Charles Chukwumasoludo, CFR, under whose watch the lingering issue concerning the defunct Anambra State Water Corporation, as well as ANSEPA, has been resolved after 14 years. Mr. Governor gave us the opportunity to settle the matters out of court.
In separate reactions, unions commend Governor Soludo for his proactive moves and sincerity.
The thanks must go to Governor. We should inform him that we appreciated what he did. And we know we are not going to disappoint him.
Attorney General of the state, Professor Sylvia Ifeme, reveals the next line of action from the government.
The next line of action I will now have to take is to consult our lawyer, about this recent development, so that we'll file the terms of settlement which we signed today in court.
Anambra State Water Corporation and Anambra State Environmental Protection Agency and SEPA had been functional until there was an increase in minimum wage in 2005. The government in power that year stopped the subvention because of wage increment, a situation blamed for the discontinuation of work, which led to the industrial action. That matter was never settled, according to the unions, until Governor Soludo's administration waded into the crisis.
And that sums it up on the program. Thank you so much for watching. I am Bukola Koka. Bye for now.